Hey, what's happening? All right, hey everybody, it's Wednesday. Time for some track feedback. Wow, we got Maxine, we got Oliver, we got Randy. What's up, dudes? Randy, hey, I saw you posted 2 tracks. What's happening? All right, hey everybody, it's Wednesday. Time for some track feedback. Wow, we got Maxine, we got Oliver, we got Randy. My monitor stream was messing up my head. Randy, real quick, I saw you posted 2 tracks. One is called Circle and one is called Triangle, but they both have the same link to Circle. So if you can post the link to the track called Triangle, then we can grab that one. And right now we're starting it off with OSP, the Angel's Trumpet remix, which is a long, slow ambient jam from the Grown Out of Minimal project. Mr. Melvis is here. Happy New Year, everybody. I have survived being a little bit sick, getting better. Just had a little chest cold up here, nothing major, all legit. Mindbender, it's Grim up north. DJ Waters. I'm going to close Discord in a second. So what are we going to do? We're going to play through some tracks. We're going to talk about sound design, song structure, and the mix. A few people have several songs in today, so I might kind of whip through them sort of fast. And for anybody who's watching who's new to the crew, I just set up a really easy way you can join the Track Feedback Crew on Patreon. So let me show you that right now before we go any farther, because you might want to, this might apply to you. Patreon.com/Mixitecture. There's a really easy way you can sign up, and it's only going to be $15 a month. This is a January special. Normally it's $25 a month, and it's worth it for the amount of community support and feedback and access to all the people and the private feedback channels and everything on Discord. So click the button to join, and this is connected right through into Discord, so it'll automatically bring you into the Discord server with all the right permissions ready to go, so you can post your tracks in the track feedback channels. So this is the Mixitecture Discord server. If you think of these channels like a post on Facebook where there's comments and everything. So there's general talk. We post things and memes and pictures and ideas and stuff. And these are all free and available to public people. You can just sign up and join. But where it really matters is in this feedback section down here. What we created are genre-specific feedback channels, which means you can pick your genre and you can drop links to your tracks, and you can get feedback from people who are producing the same kind of music that you're making, which means you get helpful feedback on the song structure or the sounds, because, you know, psytrance is a lot different from house. And if you're trying to get feedback on a house track and there's like a drum and bass producer and a psytrance producer telling you your track doesn't sound right, that's not maybe that useful. But if you can get feedback from people in your genre, it really helps a lot. Sheppers. All right, OSP has arrived somewhere. Let's see where we're at. This is feeling like epic cinematic music. Did triangle work? Oh, good. That's the lineup. I got triangle. Need to get Oliver, this sounds amazing. I know I'm talking over your track, using it for the intro music, but it sounds really good. Okay, I'm gonna close Discord so we don't have any glitches with our audio connection. I'm gonna turn up the master broadcast feed on this track too. Seems like we had passed the climax. Let's roll back to before this part kicked in and just listen to what happened to get into that big epic section. I know we had a long, slow build up. I'm sorry, I was talking over the whole thing. Hey, Stuart, Happy New Year. Sheppers. Almost feels like a dubstep drop. Like that triplet kind of feel. Really nice pulse too. And look at that beautiful low end down there, 50 hertz. Nice buzzy mid-range synth. Soundtrack's good for sync libraries, that's right. Okay, let's see how we ended this part. Kind of a big sweeping feel with a little stereo shuffle. That's great. Ben Hunt, hey. Oliver, that's awesome. Mix sounds great. The progression is the really amazing part. That swept up on me and I didn't even expect what was going to happen. And look at this. You can just see the trajectory builds up. Long intro, climax 1, little gap, climax 2, and then a ramp down. Really simple structure, just up the mountain and down the mountain. And again, if you missed the whole beginning, that's from a project from Grown Out of Minimal, which you can find in Discord. So, all right, let's roll it back to the beginning. Yes, I do have a lot of tracks. We got tracks from a bunch of people, and I tried to organize them by person so you can see the characters who have done the deeds. And let's keep going, ripping through them. Thanks for being here, everybody. Starting off, Mr. Melvis, version 3. That sounds like a 12-string guitar. I remember we were talking about the acoustic guitar level coming up a little bit, I think. There's a section in the middle with piano where we wanted to cut out the guitar and have piano by itself. I'm going to bring up the level on this. That lead is lower. That sounds good. That was a good fix. Drums are sounding good. I like that I have the lead over here and the piano is kind of here in the mix space. That was a very realistic open hi-hat, and it usually happens in live shows that the open hi-hat is the loudest part. So that was so accurate. Oh, I like how that guitar faded down. It didn't just get muted. Oh, that was good. It's still in though. I think you could fade it all the way out. Okay. Do we have some fuzz on that piano, or am I getting distortion somewhere? I'm hearing a little crunch on the piano. Drums feel a little naked. Could you bring in a ride cymbal, like a big ride where you play up close by the bell? Have that like, you know, like, hold on. There's this one sound of ride where it sounds like water droplets almost. If you think of Riders on the Storm with that really constant ride cymbal. I wonder if you could bring in a ride layer like that here where we have just piano by itself, the bass or the drum kit beat, but then come in with that ride to kind of like make this like deep zone. Maybe. No crunch. All right, hold on. So that was my... I'm gonna play with levels and see if... That's a new one. I'm not sure where that fuzz was coming from. I gotta keep an eye on that. Song structure is great. It just flows nice, goes through sections. Little blues lick on the melody. Coming to a close here, right? Yes, and then the ending section. Good, good, good. What did you say about the guitar? Is that a 12 string? Or is that a 2 acoustic layers? Or like what's happening there? Maxime, missing a bit of brightness overall. That could be the SoundCloud conversion. All right, pretty good. That's very close to done. I don't know why that distortion crept in on the piano section. I did reconfigure my stream, so maybe there's a problem with that. I'll check that out some more. Shepherds, maybe a slight dip around 160 to 200 hertz. Yeah, the bass, the low end is pretty open, so there is a little space to maybe fine tune the low end EQ. I would leave that as a mastering decision because the basic elements of the track are working. And maybe adding a ride cymbal in the middle of that piano part to do, because what would a drummer do? You know, if you're playing with a band and like guitar drops out, the bass player is chilling out, the drummer would probably come in and play some ride in a section like that. So I was just feeling like the way a band would approach that arrangement. Not a problem if you don't do it, but just, you know, throwing my 2 cents in. Acoustic Strummer 2 12 string. I gotcha. DJ Waters. I got your tracks. I downloaded them, ready to go. So, Mr. Melvis, good stuff, man. Maybe one more mix on that one, and that should be done. Now, we got Mindbender with a remix of this Nora Lingen track and a new one called Sativa. So let's take a little listen here. And check the mastering thread in Discord. Mindbender just put in some great tips on his mastering chain. Well, I feel like I'm in the 80s. Look at that freaking kick drum. Whoa. Oh, Maxine, that's a nice comment. Yeah. Mr. Melvis definitely has a unique thing going on, and it actually does work for electronic people, or people who like electronic music. Morton, we just started with your track. I like those double kick drum bumps. Mindbender zone. All right, this mix is sounding amazing. I'm gonna skip ahead a little bit to see where it kind of leads to. All right, cool. So a lot of Mindbender tracks have a long structure where things just kind of weave in and out and start. It's not like a start and stop blocks of sound. It's like kind of an oozing thing. So let's go back through and look at minute by minute and just ask like how many layers are happening, if we can count the layers of sounds and see which elements come in to provide development, lead to like a climax, or just work with sonic layers. I heard a cool hi-hat come in, but let's get calibrated to the beginning again. And look at this awesome kick drum and low end arrangement. That whole round kick drum bump is right there with one little bass note popping up at 85, which looks like the note F. So that's really good low end presentation. Nice double kick drum bumps. Okay, so that's the basic groove, bass line, beat, arpeggiator, and a lead. Let's go forward a little bit. We got a vocal and some other sounds in the background. Yeah, that lead effects is really cool. All right. Right away, another hi-hat. I noticed that. Now something is really bright, right? Da, 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 da. Where did that sound come from? Da, 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 da. That one seems like the EQ brightened up and it got to the front and became the top, like, shiniest part of the sound. Where did that come in? It's starting there. Now it's filtered down right here. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. Now it's really bright. I think this is the peak. Now it's filtering back down. All right, that's amazing. So we had this bright sound that got up, and what I'm doing is looking for the climax of the track and asking, how do you create a climax in a track where everything is rolling along with like a live feel of tweaking stuff? And what we did was basically he brought in a sound that dun, 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 dun. The sound on that rhythm kind of came in sneakily, like around 4 minutes or something, or 3.5. The filter opened, so it got brighter and brighter and louder and more to your front of like the high frequency gets your attention. Kind of came to a peak, then filtered back down. And notice where we are in the track. It's about 2/3 of the way through or 3/4 of the way through. So if you're just going to plan a basic track of like up the mountain and down the mountain, don't put the mountain exactly at halfway through. I mean, on the ambient track we started off with, that's okay because it was a long ambient track and it was like kind of all right. But for something with beats and a jam, it works better to have the main climax a little bit after halfway, like 2/3 of the way through, so that you're building anticipation and growing up to it. And then after it drops, you can have like a nice thick section of beats and get out of it. So this climax section is about 2/3 of the way through. And notice what happened rhythmically after that lead sound filtered down with a duller tone. There was a rhythmic break and the drums changed to kind of like introduce the next little section. That was pretty cool. So it's filtering down. Did you hear that? So there's like a kick drum bump, a little laugh sample, a word like sky or something, and then a new percussion layer came in. Just listen to that change one more time. And that new hi-hat comes in right there. And like all those little things are all very small things you can do in a track. Repeat a kick drum, add a little sample, add a hi-hat layer. But when you do it together like that, add a moment in the track, it just totally takes you to a new section and keeps the track interesting. So oh, Morton, good. Okay, so from the man himself, the track is mainly about tone and timbre, kind of the same key for the whole track, but with different timbres. Yeah, and that's a great style of track, just a jam that you're sitting inside and you feel it flow. But there's still some really cool stuff you can do to create length, keep it interesting, and make like sections, which I tried to pull out some tips on how to do that. And let's check out the ending. You basically subtract layers towards the end to strip it down and get down to the... Oh, that sounds so good. What was that? When I was studying piano, I had a piano teacher who told me that, like, in salsa piano, there are these rhythms you use to end the song, like da 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 da, you know, or whatever. It's interesting to see how you can pick out little kick drum patterns. Like if I do this one, dun 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 dun, and everybody's like, oh, new order, yeah, right. So little rhythmic rhythm is everything for making little variations and stuff. It's like a grammar or language. Lecture. Steve talks too much. Let's go on to the next one. This is a remix. Martin, I'm not quite sure what the original sounds like, so let's just rip through this one. Got my EQs flat. Mr. Melvis, cadences. That's probably a more official word. Cadence, yeah, cadence. Huh. I love that lead tone, and I like the pad in the background too. It's kind of like cruising. That lead sounds amazing. I'm gonna skip through a bunch. Oh, good, Maxime. All right, check this out. Inspiring workflow. Having a long jam, and then you just add the extra spices and cut things out to make it work. Shepherd's, the low end looks like a nipple. Yes. That's my goal of EQing. Nice atmosphere. That low end is so beefy. There's that ride. Going up. The snare drum build. It's really going up. Wow. That's a nice climax. Beautiful. It's kind of swimmy. It's like a swimming sound. And winding it back down. Cool ending. I'm not sure I have any criticism of what to improve on this one. Sonic layers are melding all nicely together. Maybe, counting. 11, there's 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 7. Maybe at 341. Yeah, at like 341, at the end of that 16-bar buildup, you might want to have a little bit of a brighter crash sound. I don't know if you want to redo this track or if it was like a live thing or whatever, but to mark where the build up stops and the main beat drops again, because I can feel that the kick drum comes in solidly again right there. The wash is still kind of up in the air and still coming back down. And the first time I heard it, I wasn't totally clear how far the buildup was going to go. I was like, oh, it's still building up. It's still building up. It's still building up. So maybe around 341, I think there was a little wispy sound, but like an actual like ksh. Yeah, like 340, 341. Kind of a minor detail, but that climax feels like a really like lifting you up the whole time, and then you just like stay up and slowly ramp down. It's not like pick you up and then throw you off the cliff. Great stuff. It's really hard to give you advice because the tracks are so well mixed. Old school feel, all about the taste, good comments. All right, let's keep it on moving. We got Voodoo X, that's Etienne Gaspard, who's doing some tech beats. Let's see what we got. Hello. Not sure how loud this is going to kick in, so let's see. DJ Waters, did your headache go away? Interesting sound design. I'm feeling like the low end is too big in the mix and all the little like mid-range sounds are not quite as bright. So I'm going to take the low end down and turn the whole thing up. So the bass line and the kick drum are a little too loud. All right, now we got a vibe going. A little bit of a clash. Feels like a little bit of a harmonic clash between those chords that were happening and then the lead note. Vocals sound good.
I was talking to you.
Ah, we got a story. I like this part. I think that lead needs to go up like one note to fit with the chord pattern. Might be a little flat. I like this part. Okay, let's skip through and see what we get. That's pretty cool sound design. Good, cut the clap, good. This sound had something dissonant compared to the lead synth.
You know who you are. Where you dreaming to? You know who you are. Where you dreaming to?
Okay. That's great. Those lyrics are interesting because everybody can relate to that. Like last night in my dream or something, like everybody's going to understand what you're talking about. it's going to be different for each person, but they all hear something that they relate to, which is really good songwriting. That's good lyrics that they can be universal. Main thing is that lead sound is so cool, but the pitch doesn't quite match what the chords are doing, which is a harmonic problem. Mix problem is the kick drum and the bass line are really a lot louder compared to everything else in the mix. Like I took my low shelf EQ down like minus 9 dB at 60 hertz, and I even cut out a little bit around 180 or 200. So that's probably a monitoring problem. If you're listening on a small system that can't reproduce a lot of bass, you're going to tend to turn up the bass in your mix louder. So try to be aware of that. Use reference mixes, listen to other tracks, and try to make your track feel like the same pressure as the professional tracks, even if it doesn't acoustically sound right to your ears. By measuring and adjusting it, you can make it sound good. Song structure is cool. I like how there's like a cool lead, a story with the lyrics, sounds coming in and out, and interesting sound design. So those parts are all good, but get the mix levels on the low end and get especially the tuning on the lead synth in place. And that'll be a cool track. How do we end it here? Tough beats though, right? That's good with the vocal. Not an ending. Dropped us off a cliff. That was 7 minutes. Huh, I didn't notice. Cool. Etienne, bring back another version of that because that one could use... It's going to be good. Oliver, so we got the Realize remix, System Springer, Heimkehr. That's 3. I'm not sure which one is most important to you, so let's go through these quick and type in something if there's one track you want the most notes on. EQ is back to flat. Maxime, I was just thinking that. Feels like Donats at the end. Down, bow, bow, bow. I'm getting the groove already. This feels like Shepard's territory. I'm gonna add just a little top end EQ because of the SoundCloud thing. Fucking crushing it. Totally tight so far. Is that a really heavily processed voice in the background? This is like strobe light music. Oh my god, this is amazing. Look at that EQ curve, like, whoa. Is that the vocal right here, right now? I feel like there's a mid-rangey kind of thing that's cut up like a vocal. Yeah, man. I hear the vocal right there, I think, right? Can you tell us what you did with that vocal? It sounds like a dinosaur. Randy Adams Treasure, yeah. So it's really cool. The theme is, this sound for me is like the theme. That keeps going continuously, and then there's layers coming in and out around it to build it up. That's how I would kind of play the game of this track. Like, what's the compositional game? Is there a flanger on that background sound? Yeah. This is super high energy. Yeah, Oliver, thanks. All the way out to the ending. I love endings like that. Kind of take the last sound and just grind it out. Dude, what a track. Oh my God. That slow flanger and the chugga chugga kind of thing. That sound. Da. 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 There's so many good details in here. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Get it mastered, put it out. I have no suggestions on that one. Really fun. That's a fun track to listen to. Just a total banger. System Springer. Not sure. I didn't listen to this one yet. So let's see what we got. Shepherds, how did you process that ride? Yeah. I'm curious about that. It sounded nice and bright. So here we go with that. That's that scratchy kick. Was that 1 point? 3.3 kick. Nice gurgly wet sounds. Let me push this up a little bit. I remember this from last year. Cadence. Yeah, there's that pad. Let's jump through a little bit. So that background pad swells, grows, becomes bigger. Wait, how long was that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4. Okay, a little 4-bar break. It's great that that synth starts right before the downbeat. Down, to boom, to boom. That's like a 16th note before the downbeat. really good way to lead energy into the drop. Let's see how we get to the breakdown. All right, clicky and empty. Flanger again. And then just absolutely dropping the bass. Cool. I like the simplicity of this track. There's a beat, a bass, a really like low rolling sub, that one synth part that's like an atmospheric thing, and then just some swing and that's it, right? Almost puts it like I like those little high frequency effects that were happening in that transition. This is almost like dub techno. I know it's not like this genre dub techno, but just the simplicity of baseline beat, one pad that's moving and boom, drawing you into the beat. And then some drums changing around it. Catch that drop again. This would totally work on a dance floor, I can see it. So we can see the kick drum is big down to like 40 hertz, nice and deep. And we've got our bass line notes popping up in the 70s. D and E. I think you could use a little bit of a mid-range boost in mastering to just kind of bring out the voice of that pad and like the kind of upper harmonic brightness. I'm sure you'll be able to figure that out at the time. It's a really unique kick drum sound too. That scratch on the kick. Looks like it's up there around 3K. It really has a bite on it. Really noticeable for kick, 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 kick. And that rumbly sub. Super cool, man. Yeah, a little bit of mastering on the mid-range, bring that up, and that's gonna be good to go. Well, my gate is chattering. All right, Heimker. 9 minutes, we're gonna skip through this one too. We're not doing Oliver all day, don't worry. Big, beautiful kick in the 40s. Shaker comes in. This is another kind of nice chill beat, but tough drums. Nice shaker layers. I like that kind of bell sound. It's like clang. Kind of functions like a cymbal, but it's not a cymbal. Yep, chords are changing here, yeah. Oh wait, did we hear this last time? I think I did. I remember this. It gets all melodic right here. That tone is great. Brighten it up, fuzz it out a little bit. Yeah. So last time we were talking about possibly dropping more of the drums after that main build-up. It feels like it works okay. It's like a slow build now. All right. Sounds like a bukla. This is harmonically beautiful. Chords are working, melody's simple, the melody's not too loud, it's just kind of like surrounding. I'm lost in the melody, I can't skip it. Oh good, now we're back to the A section, right? Yep, there's A section. So this track is what I would call ABA, where the intro is like a basic loop that's just like the first thing. And then the whole middle section goes to a section of chord changes with the melody that's like the song, like the B section. And then the intro, make the ending the same as the intro for the A again. So like ABA song form. Morton, I agree, ready for release. Oliver, it's hard to criticize your tracks. Once in a while we find stuff in your tracks that needs to be a little shorter or happen sooner or something. I still feel like after this main build-up, you could drop the beat with more of the hi-hat layers. But I understand why you do it with the kick drum like this, and I know it works. And then that comes in. The next one. So that's just me being impatient, I think. Touch of Dominic Uberg. Yeah, that's good. I'm not gonna complain. That's good, good, good. Let's check out our little bouncy, distorted ending. That's you recorded ice on the car window? I don't know why I'm so fascinated by those little sounds at the very end of tracks. Okay, Randy Adams, we got circle and triangle. We got circle and triangle. That's where it was. Trying to go person by person at least, so one person gets all the feedback. And then Sheppers! Dude, what was up with Sheppers getting on Richie Houghton's playlist for that live video? Freaking Scott saw it in that playlist go by on Instagram. That was crazy. Okay, circle. What do we got? Whoa. Right away from the first sound, I was like, yes. I put my mic on the other side. That's what I'm doing. This is great, man. That bass sound got me right from the very first beat. Everything else is just surrounding it, taking it along. It's nice and wide, too. Kind of bouncy. What are you guys getting? Too much width on the bass? Let me go mono and see what happens. Okay, that's the stream in mono. And in stereo. So a quick fix on this, I would double the bass channel, keep the stereo one and high pass filter it up to like 250, and then have a mono sub that's the lower part of it that's only mono. Yeah, a little boomy in the low mids, could be. That sound could be louder. Da-da, da-da. This one. It's a little lost underneath the bass. I think that sound could be a little louder. Let's jump forward a little bit. That's cool. Cool build up. Yeah, this part's cool. Wow, wow. Wow, wow. Yeah, man. And that little shaker coming in. Yeah, that chord stab at the end is great. So basically the thing you need to work on is the stereo width on the bass line. And that little ping sound, coming in louder. And the ending is solid. Also, that sound, that's cool. What I like about the bass line is overall it has this bubbly thing of like, it feels like the bottom is very bouncy. That's really good. All right. So basically, width on the bass line and bring up the volume of the pad stab instrument thing a little bit. And I think that one will be good to go. Let's see about triangle. Again, that nice bouncy, chunky feel. Chunk, 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 chunk. Good style. I think that reverb could be longer on those. The hi-hat feels a little dry, maybe some drum reverb on that one. Now it feels like the track's kicking in. Let's skip out a little bit. It feels like there's space in the mids for like another sound, because that one lead thing is like whoop. That one is not very often. The other one was kind of, it feels like there's some kind of harmonic space. Ah, there you go, another sound. This part is cool. Harmonically, this feels like balanced. Like there's a lot in the middle to hold the center together. There we go. This one feels a little bit less polished compared to the last one. The sections are not like totally connected of how the sounds are working. Beginning part's kind of empty. There's like little sounds coming and going. Same thing there, we build up the rhythms. Now we get this middle synth part. So rhythmically, it's like bouncy and groovy and everything, but the synth parts feel like, it doesn't feel like A, B, A sections. It feels kind of like this sound comes in and goes away, this sound comes in and goes away. Like, I'm not sure what the main harmonic theme of the track is, but each part sounds good by itself. I don't know if I'm making sense. It doesn't really... It feels like the track doesn't really connect to have like a build to arrive somewhere. As usual, the ending of the track is my favorite part. I like how this kind of synth goes with the bass line. So I guess these are basically arrangement comments that it feels like there's a lot of ideas in the track that come and go at different times, but they don't come together to make like one section that's the main heart of the track. So my gate is chattering like crazy. DJ Waters, yes, it doesn't go anywhere. Yeah, that's a tough thing to get around because it's easy to fall in love with all the parts of the track and just be like, yes, I like listening to it. The groove is great. The sounds are cool. They can even be interlocking in a nice way. But what you need to do is figure out let's see, how would I do this? I would figure out like the beat, the bass line, and the synth part that makes the main center of the track, and then figure out which one of the top leads goes with that and have that be like the most important part, and then kind of cut stuff away to get to lead up to it and cut stuff away after it. And it feels like this ending part could be the core because it feels full. The bass line is bumping. There's like a little bit of a stab and a little bit of a pad sound together. And the harmony part works with the bass line, right? So, bow, do, 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 bow, bow. Now let's go listen to the opening sounds and think, do any of these opening synths fit on top of that part? So there's a bass line. What was that opening? That one. Whoop. So with that opening synth, would that fit right on top of this part right here? Toot. Or in here. Dum-ba-da. So that synth is playing a line. Dum-ba-da, bow, bow, bow. It's going down the scale, which is cool. This part right here feels like a good idea, but it needs some harmonic support. There's like a lead playing this thing that goes down a scale. But maybe you might need to subtract one or two synth parts and only work with the thing that really works. Like for me, this part feels easy and simple, and like you could really be in the groove. You could have this be the main part of the track and bring your beats in and out and kind of like filter these synths, like in the Mindbender track where you just open up the filter to arrive at a climax point, and then maybe add one of the little accent synths on top to make like little stabs of bright sounds on top of it. So good sounds and your low end production and beats and everything are cool. So I'm not even going to talk about that. Those are good. Just harmonically simplify it, I guess. Now, the moment Shepherd's has been waiting for. DJ Waters. What? 84,000 streams. 11,000 purchases. Did you sell 11,000 $1 purchases over Christmas break with that track? If so, congratulations, man. Shit. All right, Shepherds, what do we got? We got Death Eater and Elpos, whatever it's called. Ah! Randy, sorry if that was too much, man. It's good beats. It's good. It's worth working on. So, Shepherds, you were talking about your low mid-range muddy kind of part of this track, I think? Ian, 11,000 times 79 pence. Buy a couple of beers for that. Good break. Oh, that's a cool ride. That sounds backwards. Shepherding. So far, so good. Nice. One more time. Let's check that out. I'm putting up the high EQ just a little bit. Swell. Space. Coming in. Ian, you want the 2.5K? All right, there's the mid-range boost around 2.5. A little more of that grinding kind of buzzy part. Ah, that's awesome. What is that sound? Ah, it's so burnt and like distorted. Very unique. Oh, right here. Let me sweep down and see what 600 sounds like. There's a little dip around 600 or 700. It's kind of that like kind of sound. All right, Shepherd is cool. There's a sound in the middle here that I really liked. It was like a blurble, like in the mids. That. And this little break is awesome. Like something grinding to a stop, like. Cool. So this is all about the subtlety of the layers with different kinds of things, like just bubbling along and kind of grinding and buzzing and stuff. I'm feeling like the rumble is solid. Maybe the kick could be a little bit bigger. I put up the low EQ a little bit, took down about 600 hertz, and then we did a little boost at like 2.5K and a little boost on the very top end because of the SoundCloud thing. So I guess these are just mastering decisions. Basically, the track feels like it's complete, and it goes through not exactly a progression, but it's got stops and breaks with some unique little chopped up pieces. So Shepherds, you're on the right track, and maybe a little comb filter. Yeah, keep going with this one. This one feels like it's about done to me. Mindbender, the chainsaw could be more dominant in the mix. I'm not sure what the chainsaw sound is. Was that like that high mid one? Like around there? But okay, let's move on to the next track and see what death has been eating lately. We're gonna smell the breath of death. Yeah, the last one, the kick could be a little more prominent. Like the rumble around it was good, but like the actual boom. Oh, yeah. So Shepard, sometimes you need to like turn up one of the layers and then also do a notch EQ at a couple of frequencies that are feeling too sharp, like 1.6 or 3.5 or something like that. So you get the presence of the sound without that rigid, brittle like part that hurts your ears, you know? I like the buzz in this one. And it has a back and forth kind of a pulse, like this. I like the drum layers coming in. Giving it a little high-end EQ. Oh my God, that swell. That was great, that was great. One more time. Your little drum breaks are, you know, gaps are so cool. They're not drums, but they feel like a little solo item. Yeah, good. Switching up the percussion. Yep. Oh, I like this. This one feels more rhythmic. Yes, it does get addictive. Let me go forward a little bit here. A little high frequency layer. That's a good break. Now we got the killer bees. How did you make that layer? That sounds almost like a sample and hold circuit going like. good layer. What did we do right here? Built up a wash of sound. And a little bit of a and a clap, right? Very effective. Simple rhythmic variation, a swell, and then a drop. Mr. Melvis, see ya later. See ya, I wouldn't wanna be ya. Back to age 12. This is cool. Ooh, what was that? That was like an OSP break. That was the original backspin? Where? Yes, it's so much better now. That, I remember that. Oh shit, you distorted it? Good, it's so much better now. It totally sounds like part of your sound. That backspin sounded like there's this deep underground rumble techno thing happening. And then like Joey from the 90s comes in and does like a big backspin with like a Red Bull. Yeah, sounds that was a good decision what you did with that. And then right here, this shit is great, man. Can you make a track that's just kind of like this? And a reverb bloom for the ending. I like it when it strips down and simplifies at the end here. This part. Just this layer and then bring in a couple more of the hi-hats and rides every 8 bars and you could have like another minute of just amazing beats. That part's super cool. These, where was that ride? If you've got the percussion from this part and put it here, I think that would be super cool. I mean, don't let me tell you what to do, but just for what I imagine, this part is so cool. It doesn't have to be the ending. You could keep it right there and then do another 8 bars and then add in the ride and the ticks. Low end consists of 6 layers. I believe you. Good, good, good. Really good edit. I'm really glad that backspin edit made the whole thing. These little burnt breaks that you do like here, those are so good. I don't know how you do it, but it sounds good. Okay, Ben Hunt, bring us back to reality before we go to DJ Waters. Ben, you still here? And EQ reset. Clap is nice and bright. Kick drum sounds. The kick drum sounds really good. Yeah, Shepherds, that stuff is almost done. It's great that you have such a style of your tracks holding together. Feels like you're building towards a nice live set that's gonna be freaking killer, man. a DJ set. You know, a mix set, I mean. Not like... All right, going up. Good drum break, nice and bright. Ben, is this a version 1? This sounds really good. I'm gonna go in mono. And back in stereo. So the mix has nice stereo width. That might be a place to do some EQ. 1.2K. You can see that peak popping up. It's a cool sound, but that one resonance is like a lot louder than the rest. And I'm hoping that voice is a little dark. It's like a little too buried down. I'm not sure what's going to happen, but right now it feels like the voice has too much of the high end cut off. It's sort of muffled and it's in the same region as all the other sounds. So I can't quite tell if I'm supposed to understand the words or if it's just like an instrument kind of adding to the rhythm. So I guess if you want to leave it the way it is, it kind of functions like a rhythmic pulse in the music, which is okay. But considering we're hearing a vocal in the breakdown leading towards a drop, it might help to open up the filter on this and make it more and more clear. So as you arrive closer to the drop, you get the message. Yeah. Oh, this part's cool. Yeah, maybe the distortion is a little too loud, or like if you could keep that one sound as a layer and have the clear version up louder and the distorted layer underneath it, so it's complex but you can also understand it, maybe. This part is super cool right here. The beat is smacking too. Yeah, main thing I would think to work on is the voice in here, and the rest of the track feels pretty good. So for a first version, this one is... Yeah. For a first version, this one feels really solid compared to some of the other stuff. It doesn't have no bass line problems, no harmonic problems, no structure. 6 minutes, I was totally in the groove. So yeah, that sounds good. And the beats definitely were smacking the whole way through. So nice job on that. ATL, I think we might have reviewed this one once already. Let's stop and go to the man, the myth, the unstoppable. What did I say? DJ Waters, we need to put you in a glass box with a little hammer that says break in case of rave. The rest of the time he's like in his little box. Thought about removing the voice altogether, wanted to see what the reaction was. No, I like it. I think, especially in that breakdown part, if you start with that dark, muddy kind of sound and open up the filter to get it more and more bright, and then right before the drop, like whatever the last word is, repeat that like 4 times, maybe it would kind of cross from being a rhythmic element of the mid-range into being a storytelling element with just one idea that people remember because it happens before the drop. Could be very dramatic and cool. So try that and see how it goes. And now, the moment you've all been waiting for. I can't hype this guy up enough. Did you seriously get 84,000 streams on Carnage of the Bells? It's just amazing to hear that.
Candy. The urban legend is, if you say his name 5 times while looking in the mirror, he appears in the reflection and kills you.
Yes. Oh no. I like that reverb on there. I can totally hear the reverb on that.
Don't say that. Candyman. Candyman. Candyman.
I guess he found me.
Really good, really good. So the ticking, the reverb,
I guess he found
the
me.
voices. Man, you got your production nailed. Oh yeah, the big boy.
He's a monster.
Look at that flat line, it's just slamming.
Hey kid, wanna check out my van? I got some candy.
That guy needs to be a little bit louder. The guy in the van,
Got some candy.
a little bit louder.
Hey kid, wanna check out my van? I got some candy.
And that downward dive bomb sound, super good.
Hey kid, wanna check out my van? I got some candy.
Right there, that's amazing. It goes right down. Yes. I love that low one.
He's the monster.
Reverse sweeper, yeah.
He's the monster.
There's a little bit of subsonic stuff over there. 255. There's something really sub-bass that's a little too much extra at that part. Yes! Feels like it's sped up.
The mirror invites you to summon him.
Okay.
The mirror invites you to summon him. They will say that I have shed innocent blood. What's blood for, if not for shedding?
Is there a little effect on the piano getting kind of bent right there?
They will say that I have shed innocent blood. What's blood for, if not for shedding?
There. What was that? There's a little warble or something like that. And over here, there's a slight timing thing.
What's blood for, if not for shedding?
That vocal could be louder. That one's crash, right?
What's blood for, if not for shedding?
That cymbal is a tiny bit late after the piano riff.
If not for shedding.
Yeah, get that cymbal right on there with the piano notes.
If not for shedding.
Small detail, but.
It's blood for,
Was there an edit right there?
if not for shedding.
Okay, at 442, it sounds like you got two pieces of piano audio and there was an edit. There was a tiny little click. What you want to do is check that and make a micro fade so we don't hear the click where the two pieces of audio change. Because otherwise I'll be sad. Oh, that's a heartbeat. Hey, beautiful track, man. I like the ending a lot. I love the beats, the grinding, the chopping up. The spitting it back out again. It's awesome. A couple places the vocals could be a little bit louder. You could push those up a little bit. And your production is just going forward so fast. It's amazing to see, and I'm really happy to see your success with it. However, we are not past the final threshold. It is now time. Da, da, da. Oliver, cut out the cymbal maybe. The reversed one is nice enough. Yeah, you could cut that one out. Now what's next? Let's talk about vitamin supplements.
Cocaine.
I didn't know what was going to happen.
I opened it up and
Cocaine.
Ecstasy.
Oh, this melody, I forgot about that.
Shrooms, LSD,
Ecstasy.
LSD,
Ecstasy.
Feels smooth, man. The vocals are all coming out smooth. That is a really nice straight
LSD,
EQ curve. Let me get. Oh, shit. Let me comment on what I'm saying. When I trace that line and there's like basically a straight slanted line going down, it means there's like kind of equal pressure in all those different octaves all the way through the frequency ranges, which means somebody has been putting all those layers in place so that it's smooth and sounds good. So when you play it on a big system, the tweeters and the mids and the subs are all firing and getting like an equal kind of a thing that makes that wash of sound that's like woof, 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 which is really cool to hear. If you look at hard techno and trance tracks, you'll see that kind of a shape of like where they're just jacked up to that line. That's what I'm noticing.
Ecstasy.
I don't think you need more low end EQ. Right here sounds good.
Ecstasy.
I'll put it up though.
Ecstasy.
There's a little low end boost just for fun.
Thousands of people are doing it.
shrooms, LSD,
Ecstasy.
Yeah, right here. Nice and buzzy and wide. That one bump could be louder. Right there, 43 hertz, that one bass bump at the end of that thing. I think that one bass bump could be louder, like whomp. Good, good. Always changing, staying fresh.
been an incredible journey. Share it with your friends and family.
Yeah, don't cut off that reverb tail, but solid. Sounds really good. Low end is definitely good. I don't think it needs a low end boost. I did put it up in the broadcast just for fun, but I don't think it needs it. And yeah, this one feels done. It's been an awkward one for some reason. I don't know. Yeah, no. I mean, it's like going through phases. You got the story in there, the vocals, the synth parts going boop, 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 boop. I like those, the coming up and down. And massive improvement in your production style in the last couple of months. Really good job with that. So yeah, I think that one could be about done. So let's check out what ATL is doing. Yeah, we did review this one, right? Yeah, send it off to Pipclit. Yeah. Good sound design. This is a dramatic track where it's constantly going up and down. And I think we were talking about making the drums into a stereo group, compressing it a little bit and getting the whole group louder. Because I think the drum beat overall could be a little thicker. Yeah. All right, 2 more, and it's going to be a 2-hour session. Wow, I've been on a long time today. Hey. What? All right, Danats! Sorry to make you wait till the end, Adam. And this is a remix. I like that vocal loop. I'm gonna bring up the high end EQ a little bit. Good bouncy style, organ stabs, hi-hats working. Is Adam on? He's not on right now, right? No. Let's see where we move through. Nice delay effects in there. Solid. This is tight right here. I always like how you chop up vocals and work with them. Very rhythmic. Good, the guitar sounds good. And the riser. Yeah. I'm sorry, I don't know what kind of feedback you're looking for on this track, but I think this one is feeling done. It's going through nice progressions. It sits in a nice groove. Feels interesting. No major problems. So I think that one's solid. And last up, Mike's Cloud, which I think we might have heard this before, but I wanted to grab everybody. DJ Waters scared him off. So this is going to be the last track of the day. Let me do a quick little bit of promo. If you want to get involved with the Track Feedback Crew, what you do is go to patreon.com/Mixitecture. And you can sign up for only $15 a month. Normally it's a lot more than that, but we're doing a little January promo because I want you in the group to post your tracks and share feedback with us and make some progress to get your music ready for release like we're doing with these tracks today. So you click that button to sign up and it's going to automatically bring you into Discord so you can get all your permissions activated, which means you'll be able to see all the Discord channels for each genre and submit tracks where you want and get some feedback from the maniacs in our crew. All right, low end sounds good so far. German Schlager. Nice swing on this beat. This layer is a little bit kind of busy in the mids. Feels like maybe we could use a breakdown, but it's only 3 minutes, so maybe this is like a sketch track. Who's still here? Let me know if you're watching and I did not play your music yet. If you're watching and you have a track that you want me to play, let me know. Because I hate skipping people's tracks, but it's almost 2 hours in right now, so it's a long feedback session. Yeah, this one is, the mix is pretty decent, sound design is cool, it sounds original. For the song structure, it feels like it kind of starts and goes like all the way through, and doesn't have a clear like breakdown or build up or a climax or middle part. And we get to some vocals in the ending. So this is one that what I would like to work on the song structure, make it a little bit longer, maybe define a peak section where all the layers are going to be in, where it's really the thickest part, and then kind of cut some stuff away to build up to that, to make it more like an arrival point. Stuart's here, but no track. All right, cool. All right, that's going to do it for this time. I want to keep this under 2 hours. And I'm working on some little secret stuff behind the scenes. You might have noticed I switched. Well, I don't know if you did notice, but I switched sides left and right. I put my whole streaming machine on this side, put my mic over here. And if you saw the video I posted last night, I did a live analog mix on the board on the other side, where I'm taking my Ableton sessions, splitting them out to like 18 or something, 16 channels of analog mix, and making mixes over on the board that I can record on an SD card. So I'm excited to show you some more videos about that, because it's a lot of fun to split a mix out, and it makes you kind of work in a different way and make decisions differently and commit to your decisions instead of trying to always edit again later, which is a good habit to get into, because sooner or later you have to say, it's done, and send it off. So that's a good habit. Coming up next, we've got Friday, I'm doing a production workshop where I'm going to talk about mixing. And then Saturday, we have track feedback. And last note, sign up at the Patreon link, patreon.com/Mixitecture. Let me type this in. Patreon.com/Mixitecture, enter. Because this is where you can get your track into our track feedback and get it reviewed on video and get comments from people who actually, believe it or not, do care about your success and helping you get the creative ideas out of your head, into the speakers, and onto some record labels where you can share them with other people and get 84,000 downloads like freaking DJ Waters. What did you say? 11,000 downloads and 84,000 streams or something like that. I mean, that's just amazing. And he's doing this crazy Frenchcore style that's like super niche, and it's getting super successful. DJ Waters has the Simpsons tune and Baker Street to mash up. You do that. And for me, I'm going to be out. Did I forget anything? If you have any questions, let me know. Steve@mixitecture.com. Last thing was the site. I had a crazy DNS glitch where my site was down for like 3 days on the weekend, right at New Year's. Yay. So I'm sorry if anybody was trying to log into your account or get access to your courses. I know that could be frustrating. We had a workaround link that I hope you saw, and now everything is back up and working again. So that's, thank God, good. And we should be leaving that going for a while. So I'm going to stop and stop talking and go do some other things. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. Thanks for being part of the community. Absolutely, thank you so much for sharing your creative ideas, bringing them into our little posse, and helping the whole thing go forward. It really, really makes me happy to see all the interactions going on in the group. So catch up with you on Friday and in Discord. Bye-bye.